Welcome back, everyone. My name is Mark Braswell. I'm an artist living in Denver, Colorado. Welcome back to my channel also. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to put out more videos, so I'm shooting for one a week. No promises. Sometimes I feel pressure to do them, and I only really want to do them when I want to show something to you. So last time, I thought I was pretty much finished with this. This was all dark blue. This was another darkish color. And so I wanted to make it more fit with the top. It was almost like top, bottom. But I think I made it too monotone in a way. It's all analogous colors, the analogous green story, and then the analogous blue story, and it just became too all the same. There was the fancy word I was going to tell you, but I forgot it. So what I did since this last video is I thought, I'll just pump it up with some reds, right? So this was here, but I made it a little bit brighter. I added this stuff in here and a little bit in there and there, thinking that it would create a focal point. But it doesn't create a big enough one for me. So I think I'm going to really expand this red. But the one thing I'm going to do today, and please don't freak out, I'm going to glaze some of the parts of this painting. My glazing technique is a little bit different than most. Most people just do it very kind of simply, and very specific. I don't use medium, like gloss medium or gel medium or anything like that when I do it. The idea with a glaze is you're going to take paint and water it down or glaze it down with gel medium so it's translucent. So it would make this blue, for example, a darker blue. And it would take all of the colors around it and kind of homogenize them together. That was the word I was going to say. It's too homogeneous. Genus, not genius. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this area. I'm going to make it a little bit darker. I'm not going to go as dark as I was before. And I may actually come back and bring out some of these colors. And for you that have never seen glazing before, I do have a glazing video on my channel. It was very popular for some reason. So I'm going to show you again. I'm going to do it here, a little bit in here, here, and here. And what I want to do is I want to emphasize this and start to create an area down here where I can make something more massive with the red. So what I do is I mix up a few colors. In this instance, I have mixed up blue and purple together. It's very dark, but it's not going to be dark. So here we go. Anybody that's interested in this kind of very gentle music in the background is Robert Ashley, one of my favorite composers of all time. He did operas for television. And this is called Your Money, My Life, Goodbye. Oh, no, this is a Yellow Man with Heart with Wings. So I've already sprayed this once and let it soak in. So I'm going to do it again. Make sure I have the stuff ready. So you're going to need rags, or you can even use paper towels. Again, the paper towel that I use is the Mechanics blue one. I don't know if I have any around here. A good alternative is Viva. Viva is a really good paper towel for artists. So take a deep breath, and here we go. Now it kind of looks like I'm just going over everything. When I start rubbing this off, you're gonna see I can bring out parts if I want to. I can continue with stuff. Looks like I am gonna go like this, and I'll probably get rid of this at the bottom, but I think a little bit of it might be helpful. You can see the difference when I didn't spray this with water. It's very, there you go. What this does in a way is it creates a lot more work for me, but I really think this is going to be beneficial. So definitely I'm not going over this. I'm watering it because I'm going to start rubbing this off. Let me turn this down a little bit. So you're going to see a difference really quickly. So basically all that paint came off. So I'm just going to flip it around. And we're going to do the other side. Okay, so you see how that pushed everything back. So now I'm going to come in with some clean water and kind of pull it back to the sides just a little bit more. This I'm going to kind of leave, but I'm going to come back in with those same colors and lay them on top. It's going to be a really 3D experience. And I'm out of breath. I'm getting old. Okay, so this is a little bit different. Instead of just going into the painting, I'm going to wet this. And you'll see if there's, like I really don't want this to be that color, or even right there. So I'm going to hit it just a little bit with water. See how much of a difference that makes? It pulls out a lot of it. I'm definitely gonna pull down here a little bit. You kind of want a pretty clean rag for this. So I'm constantly just moving it back and forth. Now this green, I know that I'm going to come back and reiterate it, so I don't necessarily want it to be blue too much. I am going to come back in with those colors and kind of really push it out. But see how I brought this, and that back. I'm going to come back a little bit more on it too. It's a great technique if you have a bunch of wild colors that you want to homogenize or make more blended together. This is a very cool thing. I'll show a close-up of it later. If you just do clear water over this, it pulls it up all the way. You get these really cool drip lines. I know I didn't want it to go on this at all, so I'm coming back in there, taking all that out. I want this to stay that way. I might actually even put a couple of highlights on it. And this I want pretty clear of the darkness. I really love this kind of dripping that's happened down there. I kind of want to do it on purpose now. Now this one, I don't really want the drips on this part, so I'm just going to come back in with some more color. And same thing, keep it kind of wet. I'm going to go back to my other one. What this also does is it kind of eliminates a lot of the brush strokes. So that can be really good because sometimes you really just don't want to see that. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this right on the corner of the rag. And see this right here, rather than trying to match that color again, I'm just going to pull it out all the way. Look at the difference. Then I'm going to use some of this. A little blue hoodoo. Let's do it a little bit more, maybe right in here. Now I know I am going to go back into this one with red and maybe some oranges some greens, so I don't really need to do too much to that. I do kind of want to get rid of any residue. There's some residue right in here. Look at the difference. I can still see a couple of things I just want to lighten up a little bit more again. This one too. One thing that I wanted to talk just a little bit about, we're almost done here, is, I've said this often, people think that acrylic dries and you'll never get it off, right? I can tell you just from personal experience, if I really wanted to, I could get rid of most of this color. The way you do it is you soak it. Soak it heavily in water, and then, get off what you can, soak it again for about, 30 minutes to an hour, and then hit it right before you go back into it. Because you can see just with this is all greens and yellows. And I painted that last week. So you can do it if you want to. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy these. Use this technique. I think you'll be very happy with it. You can do it on a very smaller scale, and it still works. And you can do it with gel medium. Maybe one day I'll show you how to do it with gel medium, but it's not my favorite because more expensive. I'm poor, so hope you enjoy it. It's going to really come to life in a couple more sessions, and I'll do one right before I finish it. So see you later. Thank you for watching.